Are you tired of the same old sports media? Are you tired of hot takes, arguments, and questions that are just completely off base?
Luckily, we have something for you. Touchdowns and tangents of the people, for the people, by people who care about culture and all concise commentary.
Take fucking two. We're here. We're late. We had some bathroom emergencies, but we're here. Pete and Kenny, touchdowns and tangents, live from Hawthorne, California. Thursday night spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, and concise commentary for the culture. Kenny, how you doing?
Pretty good. I feel relieved. I feel really flushed out. That Corona with the pineapple helped.
Wow. Yeah, man. Well, without getting into any more details or any more
shit happens, people.
Bathroom wordplay.
That wasn't a bathroom wordplay until you insinuated it. Shit be happening, bro. It happens.
But yeah, man, been a crazy week for both of us. Got some good news on the horizon. Stay tuned for that.
Should I drop half of my good news now?
No, you shouldn't.
I should just wait, even though I'm going to be doing it next Friday?
You should wait.
All right.
But yeah, outside of that, there's actually some stuff to talk about. So
a lot.
Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Let's talk about it. Kyler Murray's the next QB in the line of young QBs who are running the NFL to get a super max deal.
Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are about to be jumping into pools full of money.
Lamar Jackson is just laughing maniacally.
Pretty much.
It's like, you got to give me $300 million, bro. Kyler ain't done shit until this year. No Pro Bowls, no MVPs. Never that league touchdown passes. Yeah, he's the only QB to have 70 touchdowns and 20 rushing, 70 passing touchdowns and 20 rushing touchdowns in his first 3 years. But Lamar won MVP pretty much his first year starting. Unanimous. And honestly, probably would have been even better had he started every game his rookie year. So, yeah. Kyler Murray got a 5-year, $230.5 million contract extension. He was already getting $35 million, I think, from the last 2 years of his deal. But he got it done with the Cardinals, 5 years, $230.5 million, $160 million guaranteed, $105 million signing bonus. Just by putting pen to paper, he got $105 million. Must be nice.
Must be nice. Let's see if the Cardinals even do anything with it. But
can they win 11 games again? Honestly, yeah. I think the NFC West is weaker.
I mean, but I don't know if they necessarily got better. I mean, hopefully they get healthier.
The Niners might be worse. The Niners could be worse.
We'll see, though.
Because Trey Lance is a wild card, so there's that. Also the fact that he's now like the second highest paid QB in the league. So it's $50 million a year from Dak wasn't looking too bad. All these QBs they're sucking up what the market demands because teams only wanted to play QBs and not play receivers or running backs. So now you have to reap what you sow. Since you only wanted to build a team around a QB, well, now you got to pay that QB. If you would have paid everybody else, your cap would have been more balanced amongst all your teams. And that Patrick Mahomes contract is looking pretty fantastic by the day. But yeah, Lamar Jackson is looking at
They're going to have to add some more to the cap again.
Of course. Lamar Jackson.
Quarterback's getting $50 million.
There's going to be a QB that makes $100 million one day off a signing bonus. Like $100 million guaranteed. Imagine the QB making $100 million a year. Imagine that.
It's wild.
People don't even talk about the Sam Bradford times where he was making a bunch of money and was totally unproven, and the people saying he was stealing money, but they still paid him. Now cats are actually like the franchise. Like Tua is not getting half it. Tua might get half as much as what Kyler Murray got.
Who knows, man? He could have a bounce back year.
Tua's not that guy, bro.
I don't know. You're kind of banging the table for that guy for a little bit.
Until I watched this last year at Alabama, and I'm just like, oh, you just have elite weapons around you.
No, until like last year.
No,
and
he's a good starting quarterback, but if you could say, do you want to have Tua or Derek Carr? I'll take Derek Carr in a heartbeat. Starting from the rookie year, I'll take Derek Carr.
Interesting.
That's how serious I am.
Interesting. That's weird, but
Tua got to do something. Tua got to do something. Herbert is embarrassing him on the stat sheet. Utterly, like if you put Tua on the Dolphins, I'd say they're going to the Super Bowl.
You mean Herbert?
I mean, if you put Herbert on the Dolphins, I'm saying they're going to the Super Bowl. They already have a top 5 defense practically. 2 shutdown corners, pass rush, good enough coverage linebackers. Like they literally have enough to go with anybody to the Super Bowl. If the Dolphins,
I guess, kind of a hot take.
If you put you're telling me you put Herbert on that offense with
they also play the Bills and the Patriots twice.
That don't mean nothing. You ain't gonna play him every round of the playoffs.
But you gotta at least get 2 wins out of that. Out of those 4 games.
If you put Herbert on the Dolphins,
50-50.
If you put Herbert on the Dolphins, you could arguably sweep one or both of those teams.
Have a hot take, sir.
I don't think you realize how great Justin Herbert is.
Okay.
Like
I'm only a Chargers season ticket holder.
I don't mean nothing just because you traded for Herbert and Madden. That don't mean nothing, bro.
Yeah, I'm a Herbert fan, bro.
I was a Herbert fan when he was a freshman in college.
I became a Herbert fan in Mobile.
All right, then. I'm the one who said, hey, he won the academic Heisman. That's more important than any. That's the one thing. If a quarterback wins the academic Heisman and you're considered a top 5 prospect, I'm like, you're like the safest pick in the draft.
Adjacent.
And
that's kind of what
I said that on wax.
That's kind of what I heard him.
I fell to the right spot. And some of the teams in front of him didn't need a quarterback, so that's why it worked that way.
Pretty much.
But I mean, yeah, kudos to Kyler Murray getting that deal done. Arizona's showing they want to keep him and they want to win because that's what you're going to have to do. Because why else would you trade to get DeAndre Hopkins and then pay DeAndre Hopkins only to let his quarterback not get paid? Then you got all the cats who are playing under franchise tags. Jesse Bates won't be playing under a franchise tag because he can sign his. But Orlando Brown, the left tackle for the Chiefs, is. So that should be interesting. I don't see how he's going to get top 5 tackle money. I just don't see it. He'll probably get top 10 tackle money. But I don't think he's getting top 5. That's rare air. He's not Teron Armstead or Trent Williams or he's just not any of the elite tackles. He's not even Tyrod Smith. Tyrod Smith has regressed, and he's still one of the best. He only regressed because of injuries, and he's still a top 3 tackle in the league. David Bakhtiari, Trent Williams, Tyrone Smith, Teron Armstead. I'm totally spacing out on the 5th guy, but that's 4 people already. Orlando Brown isn't nowhere near that pedigree yet, but hopefully he gets something that makes sense to him. But now on to the real topic of the show, at least before we get to this crazy college football segment. These trash-ass Madden ratings, bro. I told Pete Madden was going to be trash for a second year in a row again. You can't have dudes running 4.240s getting 88 speed and shit. Or like 92 speed or 92 acceleration. If you run a 4.2, you're one of the fastest human beings on earth. I don't think people understand that running a 4.5 puts you like in a certain percentage to where you're one of the fastest human beings on the planet. I don't think you understand how fast it is to run 4.5, 4.6 anything seconds in 40 yards. You can cover 40 yards in 4.5 seconds. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5. That's 4 seconds. Somebody just ran 40 yards just now while I was talking. Think about that. Somebody knocks you over the head, robs you, and then 4 seconds later, they're fucking in Gardena already. Halfway down Prairie. They're technically El Segundo now. That's how fast they ran. So what I'm saying is the top 10 ratings came out. You want to break this down by position? Let's go with did they release the quarterback one first?
They released all of them now.
Well, let's start with quarterback. Let's go with the top 10 QBs.
Actually, did they not release the quarterbacks?
I don't think they did. So let's go with the
I think quarterbacks is the only one that...
top 5 cornerbacks. Let's start with that today. Jalen Ramsey is no longer in the 99 overall club.
You're going to go by each position, bro. This is too much PR for men.
Because we gotta call it out for bullshit, and then you're gonna be mad playing Madden when you give up a touchdown, and you're like, that dude's not even good in real life. He doesn't even do that in real life. I will say they got the safeties right.
Quarterbacks come out tomorrow.
Yeah, so the cornerbacks, Jalen Ramsey's no longer a 99, he's a 98, which is kind of disrespectful. Because I mean, did he get worse? Are you calling him out for the T. Higgins 70-yard touchdown in the Super Bowl? Are you saying you're not really a 99 because Jamar Chase beat you and he was a rookie? And had Joe Burrow just chucked it up in the air and threw it, you probably.
I mean, the fact that the Rams
touchdown.
have 3 98s is still pretty ridiculous.
I mean, Cooper Kupp should be a 99 at this point. He's undefeated in the slot in short area routes. And he's like, people don't think he's fast enough to go deep, but he has the balls to go.
The fact that Christian McCaffrey is a 96 is kind of a joke to me.
It's white privilege. He hasn't been healthy in 3 years. He's been in the league, what, 4 years now?
If maybe.
He had that 1,000 receiving, 1,000 rushing season once, and he's been injured every year since then. You can't give him a 96, bro. You got to give him, like, Najee Harris is an 85, and he didn't crack the top 10. You got to give Christian McCaffrey like an 88, 89. He's on the level with Austin Eckler until he proves himself that he could be healthy. Like I would have dropped his rating just on the strength. Like, you know, I'm giving a 96.
Position filters aren't even fucking working. So shout out to whoever made this.
I could give Alvin Kamara a 96. Be comfortable giving Nick Chubb a 96.
Alvin Kamara as a 96 is too high for me too.
I mean, not really. If you
He's never rushed for over 1,000 yards.
He's carried the Saints offense.
He's never rushed for over 1,000 yards.
He's carried the Saints.
He's never rushed for over 1,000 yards.
And how many touchdowns does he
That's
score?
like saying you carry. That's like saying you carry the show.
That's like saying you carry the show.
Exactly.
Bitch, don't slander us like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Exactly. It's neither of us carry the show. We work together.
What I'm saying is, fine. You know what? I could even agree. I would spread those 6 points out. I would give Christian McCaffrey a 90, and then give Ezekiel a 91. I would give Aaron Jones a 92.
Here's my thing. All right. So with Zeke, right now, today, I'll give you 3 running backs over him.
Honestly, Zeke could be a 90.
I'll give you 3 running backs over him for sure. Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon could be a 96. Is that fair? Yeah. Joe Mixon could be a 96.
From there,
he wasn't really getting stopped in the Super Bowl.
From there, I'll give you Dalvin Cook, but with an asterisk because of injuries.
Dalvin Cook he's still injured and still gets like
1,000 yards.
1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, so I'll give you him with an asterisk.
I'll give him a 96.
I'll give you Jonathan Taylor because he's up next.
He should be a 98.
That's high for him.
97.
Yeah. 95 is
speed and break tackle.
95 in his
third year is pretty damn good, bro.
Raiders passed on him, by the way. The Raiders passed on Jonathan Taylor to take David Arnett. Never forget
But
that.
I'm not giving
and
you
Deebo Samuel.
But I'm not giving you Aaron Jones. And no slight at Aaron Jones, but didn't rush for over 1,000 yards last year. Austin Eckler, another good back, very versatile. But again,
88 overall, 16 touchdowns
never
last
rushed
year.
for over 1,000 yards.
16 touchdowns. That has to count for
Alvin
something.
Kamara, another one, never rushed for 1,000 yards. So I'm not giving you them. And honestly, I think Zeke, for whatever reason, has not gotten any legacy points. Like Christian McCaffrey gets legacy points.
White privilege points, you
Hasn't
mean?
played in 3 years, but his rating doesn't drop much. But Zeke's does, and he's been healthy. He was healthy all last season. And even last year, the year before, he rushed for 900 yards in 15 games, and that was his worst statistical season. So, yeah, I don't know where the baseline is, but I'm telling you, I know I'm a Zeke fan. Somehow I became a Zeke stan. But I'm telling you, I don't think there's a metaverse where Ezekiel Elliott is not a 90 overall, at least. And
this one,
I'm not taking him at less than the seventh best running back in the league.
I'll say this. Take out Christian McCaffrey and put in Joe Mixon. And that's your top five.
But you're really going to tell me that pound for pound.
Joe Mixon is better than Christian McCaffrey.
But you're going to tell me pound for pound, Ezekiel Elliott and Josh Jacobs are the same.
They're not.
Leonard Fournette.
As far as
is the same.
functionality,
Leonard Fournette,
as far as
Kareem
functionality,
Hunt are backs by committee as well. Cordell Patterson is a converted receiver. Saquon hasn't played in 2 years. And Najee Harris
is 85.
averages less than 4 yards a carry.
He does.
So that's after Zeke. Those are the next 5 running backs after Zeke.
Isn't Saquon like 86?
David Montgomery's in 84. And honestly,
Wait,
James Robinson should be fucking higher.
Wait, David Montgomery's in 84?
Yeah, he's better than James Robinson and Cam
confused.
Akers
What is David
and
Montgomery?
Chris Carson.
David Montgomery didn't really do... Okay, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. That's my biggest thing with these bad ratings is there's just no consistency. Nothing makes sense.
Joe Mixon should be higher. Joe Mixon could be number 3 ahead of Jonathan Taylor and Dalvin Cook, to be honest. He's better. He's a better pass catcher than both of them. And just as good a runner. But he plays an offense with like 3 receivers who can go for 1,000 yards a pop. Hell, what's his face? Tyler Boyd almost had 1,000 yards with 2 other receivers. So yeah, I think the now running back speed, Raheem Mostert got a 95, Jonathan Taylor got a 94, Derrick Henry got a 93 speed. You okay with that?
Isn't he a 4-5 guy?
We got a 4.52, but game speed. If anything, he should have like 99 acceleration and like 91 speed.
Well, you said what was his speed?
A 93.
Jalen Ramsey's a 92. Jair Alexander's a 92.
Jair Alexander
Darius
ran a
Alexander's a
4.3.
95.
Ran like a 4.37. That's what I'm saying. Mad ratings don't make any sense. Jalen Ramsey ran a 4.42. Jair Alexander ran like a 4.35 or 4.36.
So the
Blistering 40 times.
So the fastest corner in the 90s is Denzel Ward with the 94.
And he ran a 4.31. Explain that.
After that,
That's so close to a 4.2, you should have 98 speed.
after that, that's what I'm saying. Is
Most of these corners run 4.3s.
3s.
Oh, Micah
After that,
Parsons
you don't
ran a
have
4.
another corner with 93 speed.
And by the way,
Everyone else is like 92.
or 90, which is bogus.
Everybody else was good anyways. Sertan's the next good corner with the 83. Trevor with the 93. Trevon Diggs with the 93. But they're not even in the 90s. They're still in the 80s.
Let's just jump to linebackers, and we'll jump back to receivers. Fred Warner, top linebacker in the game, 94. Demario Davis, 93. Levante David, 92. Bobby Wagner, 91. Darius Leonard, 90. Roquan Smith, 89. Michael Parsons, 88. Eric Kendricks, 88. Devondre Campbell, 87. Devin White, a fucking 85, bro.
That's trash.
He's at least a 92. You can't compensate for the fact that he runs a 4.4 and he's like an unstoppable blitzer. Yeah, coverage wise he could be better, but he destroys people. Him and Levante David are arguably the best linebacker combination in the league. And it's not close. Devondre Campbell, you can put him at a 90, but honestly, 87 is okay. Eric Kendricks, 88. Kind of disrespectful because he's been the linchpin of their defense. But since their defense was terrible, I'm okay with him getting an 88. But I still think he can get a 90. Now, these next two are just downright stupid. Roquan Smith ran like a 4.5 flat. 4.49, damn near.
I still don't know how Patrick Queen isn't even an 80.
Because they don't like him. Roquan Smith leads his team in tackles almost every year. Insane athletic ability and range. Was a wide receiver in high school. Burner, with his speed and agility and all that. And he's only 89. Now, normally, if you have like really high athletic attributes, and even if your awareness is only up a certain amount, your overall is going to skyrocket because you have a godly amounts of athletic ability. Which should be the case for Roquan Smith, but even more so, it should be the case for Michael Parsons, who won Defensive Rookie of the Year, right? Ran like a 4.36 or 4.38, 4.37.
Where do you make out on the whole?
4.39.
Do you think they should just have one edge position?
Bro, edge is pretty much defensive end.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you think they should just make an edge position?
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Edge and defensive end are the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're interchangeable based on the defense. I think
it's interior defensive lineman or you're an edge.
Like, I understand, like, why we say edge to, like, encompass all of it, and because they all kind of play a similar role. But I think for Madden terms, in terms of how you play and how you design your team, where you put that player who's an edge is really going to vary. And I think making it an edge is really not only kind of distasteful to how the game was intended, but it's also kind of like...
It's a cop-out.
Yeah, it's a cop-out for lazy players who don't know the difference between a 3-4 and a weak side and a strong side linebacker. To me, that's how I see it. And then the other thing is, okay, if you're going to do that, I get it. You got sub-linebackers now. You got rush ends, rush D tackles. You got third down running backs. You got slot receivers. You got slot corners. But then if you're going to put everyone as an edge, then you got to make an inside and an outside corner position, right?
Slot corners.
And then you got to make just all the safeties are just interchangeable.
Yeah.
Just one safety. You have two safeties, and they both start just like corner right now.
Well, strong safety.
And honestly, you could probably even have a left and a right side corner, and then you probably also need X and Y's, like outside receivers, inside receivers. So, like, how intricate do you really want to make this shit? But that's what I'm saying. The whole edge thing, like, that was kind of the takeaway everyone said with the linebackers. Like, oh, just make it an edge. Anyways, the other thing I wanted to bring up on the linebacker is what fucking metaverse is Darius Leonard not a fucking 95, bro?
At least.
What holes are there in Darius Leonard's game?
Michael Parsons should be a 97 just on the strength that he runs a 4.3 and 1 defensive player of the year, had 10 sacks over 100
Like, you remember a couple years ago, Adam Lefke with Bleacher Report did that thing with players where it was like, oh, like, let's get your Madden rating up, and he fucking, like, went out with them and had with Keenan Allen. He had, like, Madden experts there, like, oh, your punt's really low. And so they had him punt, and he got his punt rating up, and then it, like, boosted up his overall, like, a couple points. Like, They need to do some shit like that. But, like, literally have these people who are making the ratings, like, literally sit down with Darius Leonard and say, here's why your awareness is not a 99. Because of all the players, I'd probably give Darius Leonard a 99 in awareness. Who's got a better football IQ than Darius Leonard? At least on defense. Top to bottom, pound for pound.
Devontae David and Bobby Wagner.
Okay, I'll give you those.
Michael Parsons.
But he has more traits that make up for that.
Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons should be like a 97.
So he's LeVar Arrington.
Like corner speed.
But that's
10
what I'm saying.
sacks,
That's what I'm saying.
100
Is like
tackles, defensive player.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Come
usually
on, bro.
like
how is he only at 80? How is he only at 89?
he's definitely not an 89. I wouldn't give
Or
him.
88.
I wouldn't give him a 97. I'll give him a.
He's a 96.
I give him a 94.
If you put him at defensive end,
I'm comfortable giving him a 94, and if he balls out again, give him a 99 this year.
If you put him at
Like
defensive
that.
end,
That's within standard variation of like, okay, that makes sense.
If you put him at defensive end right now, he's a 99.
But I think one thing we all can agree on is Myles Garrett is for sure 99.
That's 100% certain. Unquestionable. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, edge rushers. Miles. They hate T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt, defensive player of the year. Because what's his face? Michael Parsons won defensive rookie of the year. T.J. Watt won defensive player of the year. And still only a 96. That's disrespectful as hell.
Well, I think the other thing that kind of like
Sean Gary's an 89 as an edge rusher. Then Chandler Jones is a 90. DeMarcus Lawrence is a 90. Cam Jordan's a 91. Joey Bosa is a 91. Khalil Mack's a 92. Von Miller's a 92. Nick Bosa's a 94.
And listen, sir, you know I fucking love the shit out of Khalil Mack. He's one of my favorite players ever. But how does he have a better rating than Joey Bosa, who Bosa's coming off a 10-sack, 7 forced fumbles season, where he actually played all the games, and Mack is coming off of 7 sacks in 7 games. Like, and Mack is a little older. That's what I'm saying, man. A lot of shit just doesn't make sense. Like, it just doesn't add up. How do you say, like, when you put players stacked against each other, like, how do you say, like, individually, you've already poked holes into the ratings. Like, okay, the speed ratings don't add up because this person was faster than that person, but their rating is faster. And it's like, even on game speed, like, he's not making it up. That's one side of it. Other inconsistencies, some people get legacy points, others don't, which you already talked about. And then the third thing is, like, some players get knocked for injuries, others don't. And then pound for pound, when you compare players, it's like, why is that person ranked higher than that? Like, so again, like, none of this shit makes sense at all. And so I'd like to just see these nerds, like, sit down and, like, really break this shit down and make it make sense.
I mean, one thing they did get right was the tight ends. Ouch, shit. Kelsey, I would take the point off Kelsey being a 99 to a 98 because Tyreek's not there. Kittle's a 97, which is fair. Andrews is a 93, that's fair. Waller's a 91, he regressed, but he's still an elite tight end. TJ Hawkinson's 89, that's totally fair. He balled out, even on a bad team. Kyle Fitz broke the single season rookie record receiving yardage for tight ends. Mike Gesicki's a stud. Dallas Goedert, he's a stud. Zach Ertz, he's still pretty good. Hunter Henry is 84. Jamison Williams got 98 speed. Wow. Shocked. I'm kind of shocked. All right, so top 10 receivers. Devontae Adams gets a 99, obviously. Hooper gets a 98. Tyreek Hill gets a 97. DeAndre Hopkins gets a 96. Stephon Diggs gets a 95. Justin Jefferson gets a 90. I don't know, number 6. Number 6, 90. He's ranked 9. He has a 93 overall rating, and he's ranked 6. Mike Evans is a 92. Tam McLaren. Scary Terry's a 91. Keenan Allen's a 91. Cooper's a 97. Jamar Chase is an 87. Wait, not Amari Cooper's a 90, my bad. Amari Cooper's a 90 and Jamar Chase is an 87. Explain that. I'm too angry to explain it.
Yeah, I don't think Amari Cooper has anything to do with it. I think it's more of just like, why the fuck is Jamar Chase so low? It's like the bench warmers made fun of it and was like, oh, well, you have to pay your dues. You're a rookie. Everyone gets a low rookie rating. And it's like, well, now he's not a rookie. And not only did he ball out, but his team made the Super Bowl. And, yeah, he balled out against essentially the best defensive back in the league. So, what else can that man do to get his rating up? That's why I feel like the other part of it that's weird, and the only thing that kind of makes it make sense to me is that, like, a lot of it has to be because of the team rating. Like, maybe they don't want to make team ratings too high, so they kind of, like, lower players to, like, make the overall rating of teams go down a little bit. But, like maybe they didn't want to make the Bengals super stacked because they're just hating. But guess what? The Bengals are super stacked. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I think Chase Young being at 86 is kind of unfair, too. I mean, I get it. He's hurt, but we last saw him. He was one of the best pass rushers in the league. And Williams at 83 is too low for me. I mean, it's just, the point is, there's just a lot of holes in these ratings, and we could sit here all day and break them all down, but ultimately, like, it's really not even worth it. We've already given these trash ass ratings more time than they deserve.
Yeah, they're bullshit ratings. All right, on the next segment. College football.
Kenny's going to Pac-12 Media Day.
Yeah. We have Pac-12 Media Day next Friday, 7 a.m. So God knows when. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. It's going to be a great opportunity. Get to talk some Pac-12. You know, excited. Grateful for the opportunity. Can't wait. But since Pac-12 Media Day is going to be next week, that'll be like one of the last ones. SEC Media Day was today. They're not planning on moving past 16 teams. They're pretty much dominant where they are. But Georgia head coach Kirby Smart got a 10-year, $112.5 million contract extension, even after he said that, like, NIL and, like, kids shouldn't get the money. Because, like, they're not going to do smart things with it, whatever. That's bullshit to me. But, hey, at least he got his money. Yeah, the merger talks between the Pac-12 and the Big 12, they're dead. They've ended. Miami's getting rid of the turnover chain. Thank God. I
thought they already did that like 2 years ago, but yeah.
Yeah, they were losing too much to remind you. Manti Te'o, the documentary, the Manti Te'o documentary is going to be dropping 16th. Yeah. Deion Sanders is going to give back $300,000.
Are they going to use CGI for Tails' girlfriend?
Hilarious. No, they got a picture of the girl who catfished him. Like, she showed up. Yeah, so Deion Sanders will give $300 back. half of which is essentially half of his salary to improve the facilities at Jackson State. Good for him, good man. Texas Tech's entire team will get a 1-year, $25,000 deal for NIL. Meaning every member on the team gets $25,000 because of the like a fund they set up, the boosters set up for the players. Yeah. We'll see how that works. Should be interesting.
Sounds like a salary, and also sounds like they already get a $25,000 scholarship. But I guess so. Kind of sounds like communism.
Just let these young people get their money and get out their fucking face. I mean, be like a financial guide. Don't rip them off. But get out their face, bro.
All right, that's it for college football.
Yep.
Looking dirty, I like it.
It's really fucking hot in here, bro.
The window's open.
Starting to lose
You
brain cells.
Probably got a shit again.
I'm starting to feel dizzy and losing brain cells.
The window's open.
It's still hot.
It's
bro.
not hot at all.
It's hot as fuck.
And I got sweats on, dog.
It's
You
hot as fuck.
tripping.
I'm burning up right now.
You're tripping. Probably sick.
Nah.
Probably dehydrated. You don't drink, and you drink today.
I drink a lot of water.
But I'm saying you don't drink.
Dog, beer doesn't dehydrate me.
Okay, because you're God. My bad. Sorry, I forget.
Nah, just in this case, 3 beers ain't gonna. 3 beers might get me a little bit drunk.
You don't drink, though.
That was some
And
damn
you drink
good beer.
even less than you drink now than you drank before. You even drink even less now.
Yeah, there's a baby at the house.
You just gotta accept it, bro. It's okay. You're at a different point in your life.
I'm not washed yet.
I didn't even say wash. I was gonna say but you said wash.
Fuck you. That's the
Which
same
means you
thing.
washed.
You washed too. You're 30, bro. We're both 30.
Yeah, but the fact that I don't have to say that I'm washed, that I'm not washed, means that I'm not washed.
Nah,
because
but you definitely.
anybody who says they're not washed is automatically washed. Everyone knows that code.
I'm not even.
The moment you say you're
I'm
not
not
washed,
even in the category
that's
to
the
be
most-
washed.
that's the most
I'm still
washed
out here
thing
in
you
these
can do. That's
I'm
the most
still-
washed thing you can do.
I'm still out here in these streets.
That's the D League NBA player
I'm
who's
not
been in the
Shaq's
league.
son. I got
who's been in
drafted.
who's been in the league for 12 years and is like, I'm not washed. I still got something to give. And you're playing in the D League. Like, dog, just chill, accept it, run half court at Big Three, get a little paper, start a podcast, go on ESPN, and move on with your life. It's okay.
I'm not washed.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't fucking
bro.
pay me. Don't pay me with that broad brush.
Nah,
Cats who are washed their twins.
you
I've been
paid it.
losing weight. I'm over here benching damn near 3 plates multiple times. I'm not washed. Technically, we're in
What
the,
happens?
we're in the
with-
prime of our
what
lives at
happens-
30.
What happens with linemen after they retire? Well, what's usually
They
the
lose a
first
lot
thing
of
they
weight.
do? Yeah, cause why? They're washed. Weight ain't got nothing to do with being
No,
washed.
because the weight fucks your
Wash
back up.
man,
No, I'm not a wash man.
wash man. Yeah, that's it.
Hey, first off, fuck you. Second off, you're the one who can't shit.
Wow, this got personal. Again, further evidence that you're washed.
I'm not washed.
You're washed.
I'm still.
You ain't even got good puns besides the truth. That's how washed you are.
This nigga said, wait a minute. Wait, he said, your lies aren't even good. You just tell the truth because you can't help it.
Yeah, because you old now.
The only person shit I take
You're
is
trying
my,
to be good with God because you never know. It could be any day.
I
Oh,
mean,
man.
If God's a woman, I might be fucked, honestly.
All
Like,
right.
for different reasons, not like sexist reasons. Like, you think that was funny? Like, you wanna like joke and be pessimistic? Bitch, I killed all the firstborns. There's nothing more fucked up and jokey than that. Let's play a game. See, that got dark. I got real dark.
All right. First up,
Don't call me Wash, motherfucker.
take her tangent.
I'm still out here in these
Speaking of
streets
wash.
dripping.
Speaking of wash, LaShawn McCoy, Sante Samuel were on the I Am Athlete podcast. They
Calling
called
Andy Asamoah trash, a former All-Pro,
Take Her Tangent.
Pro Bowler. I mean, he did want to.
That's all you got? You wanted to put this fucking podcast on our rundown, and that's all you got? You have to have more juice than
he's
that.
a safety playing corner. I can't call him washed. I mean, the Raiders' defenses were terrible. It wasn't really fair to him. Now he's an accomplished actor. Leave that man alone.
Yeah. I think I fall on the side of, I won't call him like the greatest corner of his generation.
Say you won't call him washed.
Because he was in the middle of like a weird time for corners. I have a problem with like also calling him like a great corner just because his career fell off so hard after he left the Raiders. With that though, as you mentioned, he played on some trash ass teams with trash ass corners, with trash ass pass rush and trash ass play calling and a trash ass offense. So I give him the benefit of the doubt. That said, part of the reason why he probably also didn't get the ball thrown at him had to do with the dirt ass field, the fact that his team was down and they were running the ball. Like, so I see what they're saying. I don't want to take anything away from Navmi because, I mean, he's technically a losing year alumni. He's giving a lot of money to the school.
Full disclosure.
But also I respect athletes who make names for themselves outside of football. So I don't want to slander him too much. And from everything I've heard, he's like really, really smart, well read, or well spoken. Like
Great young
really
actor.
He's a real like intellectual.
Get off of Namdi's head. He was a first round pick. Literally had to play out of position. And just became a Pro Bowl.
He's probably the last good decision Al Davis made.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
because Thomas Howard not signing him was a bad decision.
All right, moving on. I'll just throw this one here too, since it naturally segue. Asante Samuel says Bill Belichick is overrated. Take or tangent. Again, something you want to talk about.
Kind of fair. I mean, he hasn't won without Tom, and when he did win, he won with the Giants as defensive coordinator. But I don't think without Tom Brady, I don't think he even has that much success. Now y'all making me big up Tom Brady. It's disgusting.
I'll add to that Asante Samuel's probably underrated.
For sure. He should be a Hall of Famer, though. People would not throw out routes to him. They were scared. He was jumping everything, picking everything.
Yeah, and for how great Ty Law was, Asante Samuel was like a totally different style after Law.
They're like, he's just a cover two corner. No, he's not. He gets picks.
Well, not just that, but I mean, he could play man. I think he was better in man than cover two. Why my mic keeps cutting out?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Just been doing that.
But yeah, so I think Asante Samuel's underrated, and Bill Belichick. I mean, I don't know. I feel like in general,
a little bit overrated. Tuck rule doesn't.
I feel like in general, like his rating is like, I don't know, coming back to the mean. Like, he's coming back down to earth these past couple of years. I feel like not as many people talk about him as like the greatest coach ever, etc. Or maybe it's just because the Patriots aren't as good, or ESPN isn't talking about them every fucking day. Who knows? But the fact that they don't even have coordinators, I think that to me is like also kind of makes Bill full of himself and probably a little bit full of shit too. All right, next one. Again, very, very top-notch rundown here. Heinz Field, name change to Acrisure Stadium. The Heinz Red Zone will stay one ketchup bottle.
Bring one ketchup bottle back because Heinz Field's been Heinz Field for like 30 some odd years. And they made the name change.
Are you one of those dudes who like knows the difference between ketchups?
Yes.
like Heinz, and what's the other one?
It depends on the sugar. There's like a not Nature Valley, but I forget the name of that shit. But it depends on the sugar.
There's another
the
one.
sugar content of the ketchup.
Is it Hunt's?
There's Hunt's and Heinz because you have some German shit. Heinz.
That scared me. Yeah, you're right. It's Hunt's.
That's the point. You know, Lamar Hunt.
Whataburger has their own ketchup.
Whataburger is on some bullshit.
Red Gold ketchup. Great value ketchup.
Red Goat.
French's is the other one.
Frenchie's has lemon. Okay, spice.
Well, I think I know they're more for mustard. But they also in the ketchup bag, apparently.
I mean...
Maybe eat ketchup like that, so...
Yeah.
The only thing I'll really fuck with ketchup on is an occasional French fry. Outside of that, anything with ketchup, I'm not touching it. Even like breakfast potatoes and shit.
Wow, that's a stretch.
Next up, nose tackle Eddie Goldman retired 13 days after signing with the Falcons. Take or tangent.
Yeah, Cam Jordan clowned the shit out the Falcons. He said you only get 13 days to figure that out. And also, he's beat up playing for the Bears. He's been playing since Florida State. Beat up as a nose tackle. Nose tackles don't last that long. He just couldn't cut it. He couldn't come back.
Plus, the Falcons have interior D linemen, right? And I feel like, to Cam's point, like, you're getting closer to 30. You've been banged up. You're big. Like, if you're not going to win or at least compete, what's the point of continuing? Like, if your money's right, that's the time to curtain call. For Christ's sake, he just left Chicago. Do you really think he wants to go through another fringe QB or young QB or whatever you want to call it? Like, if anything, I'm pretty sure this team wants to go to a team with an offense that he can actually rely on when he's eating up triple teams for 40 plays a game.
Yeah, they already got young guys for that. He probably got edged out.
Better knees and better Achilles. All right. Bo Jackson helped pay for Uvalde, Texas. Uvalde, Texas victims' funerals. Take or tangent.
It's really dope of him. He wouldn't release the other person's name. We helped him donate the $175K, but he ended up buying that. He kicked it into
The fuck did you even just say?
Wait, hold on.
Are you okay?
Shit, I totally read the story. I don't know what the fuck I just said either. I totally got my words mixed up. He kept the other person who donated.
I heard that part, but after that,
what the
that's where
fuck?
shit got mixed up.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I just said. Bottom line is, $175,000 was donated for their funerals. Bo Jackson helped do that, but he and like the lawyer confirmed it, the attorney confirmed it, that how much was donated, and he did donate for their funerals. But the other person is still like a private donor. He wouldn't say how much. But salute to Bo Jackson for that. Great human being, great person. He's like, man, I'm just old fashioned, but parents shouldn't have to bury their kids. They shouldn't have to pay to bury their kids either.
All right, first up, Jimmy Garoppolo, officially healthy, is now allowed to seek a trade from the 49ers. Touchdown or turnover for Jimmy.
Out of a turnover, there's nobody left.
Yeah, where the fuck is he going to go?
But you can't go to Carolina now.
I think he's got to stay where he's at. Like, what other position is going to be better than where
that
he's
money
at?
on the books is the money they could be using to pay Deebo Samuel. I think he has to go.
But unless you're going to go get beat up in Houston,
You might have
but
to go
even
to
they
Houston.
have a young quarterback.
Stills
You're not going to go to either the New York teams,
or New
right?
Orleans.
Because they're not good. Maybe New Orleans, but
Nah.
Jameis seems to be locked in. So I'm not counting out Jameis. And then where else? Seattle. He's not going to Seattle.
I mean, Seattle. Yeah, they're not.
They're in the division.
Not doing that. Not going to Green Bay.
You're not going to the Raiders anymore. They're all in on car. They had everyone at camp. They're locked in. Where else are you going to go?
Jets.
That's what I say. He's not going to go to either New York teams because, I mean, the Jets is essentially
They
what
got
the
Zach
situation
Wilson, the
he's
MILF
in.
Hunter.
That's what I'm saying. It's
The Dolphins.
It's essentially the same
No, they got Teddy
situation, but
Bridgewater.
worse. Dolphins got Teddy Bridgewater. Tennessee?
No, they got Tannehill. And they
I
took
mean, if
Malik
Tannehill
Willis.
don't work
They took
out.
Malik Willis.
True.
The Deadskins.
They're betting on
Vandals?
Carson Wentz. The
Giants?
Eagles have heard struggles, maybe.
No.
Can't
but,
go to Patriots.
Yeah, you got to burn that
The
bridge.
Steelers got two quarterbacks they're trying to figure out.
You have two quarterbacks. Do you have one?
No, but I think they're comfortable with figuring out how to get 9 wins between those two mid quarterbacks. And I don't think they really have like a competitive reason to make a trade for that.
He's kind of
Maybe Cleveland for however long Deshaun is out, but is Jimmy going to be comfortable with that? Is he going to be helpful to that situation? Probably not.
Nope.
So there's really nowhere for him. He's just got to stick it out. And sorry for the 49ers that they got to just stick out that cap situation.
Thanks for
Figure
the
something
memories,
else
even though
out.
they weren't so great. Yeah. Shout out. I mean, which kind of brings me to the next question. Want to go with it? I think you already know where I'm going to head with this.
Go ahead.
Josh Rosen got signed by the Cleveland Browns.
I'm going to say it's a touchdown, except for is Cleveland that boring that they always have to clout chase quarterbacks with LA ties?
I mean, if it's a touchdown, is it like a pick six or an actual touchdown? But who said I didn't have jokes?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Josh Rosen might just be Jimmy Clausen, Brady Quinn-esque. You just have to accept it.
Jimmy Clausen. That's hilarious. All those Tennessee QBs that didn't pan out.
I don't know,
So
man.
many
But he
Tennessee
also hasn't
QBs.
really gotten a fair shake, so it's hard to say, but I'm definitely rooting for him.
All right, well.
And he doesn't need football, so I think the fact that he's continuing to play tells me that he wants to keep playing. He wants to prove himself. But I mentioned to you earlier in the day, he should really just go to the XFL, USFL, build up his brand, win a championship, and then if the league takes notice, then come back as Tommy Maddox once did.
Yeah.
All right, the Buccaneers signed Kyle Rudolph, touchdown and turnover.
Get out a touchdown. They needed a reliable red zone threat. They already have Cameron Braid. They got a bunch of big ass tight ends. It was funny though when Brady said, "You can't be my first read because you went to Notre Dame."
I think the other thing is like it's one of those things where it's like it just makes sense. Like it just seems like he kind of aligned that way. Like you said, he needed a big red zone target. Rudolph, is in the twilight of his career, and so why not try to win one with Brady, filling that Gronk role? And he's a better blocker. All right.
I got one more. Antonio Gandy Golden, receiver that we covered at the Senior Bowl, and he switched to tight end full time this offseason at 6'4", 223 pounds. He switched to tight end. Keep in mind he ran like a 4.6 40.
Yeah, I've been waiting for him to pop. No, it's something about just. It's something about being a big receiver in the NFL. Like you can get by in college on play calling, being bigger, faster than everyone. But in the league, you got to find ways to get separation. And for whatever reason, there's a lot of successful receivers in college, big receivers, possession guys who can't find ways to get separation in the league. So for him, I think going against linebackers and safeties could help him get a little bit more separation. But I have to see what kind of blocker he uses these days. Because, yeah, I don't know.
See.
But, yeah, I mean, we know the converted receiver to tight end is definitely a pipeline. So, who knows? It could work out.
For sure.
It could work out. All right. And then that's pretty much it, I guess, for this week. The only other thing that I wanted to shout out before we say goodbye, news from the week. DeShazer Everett pled guilty to reckless driving in the fatal car accident. Washington Commanders former safety. He also played for the Cowboys, didn't he?
They play for the Cowboys again?
Never mind. You're not paying attention.
Because you said the Cowboys. I don't pay attention.
You put your mic down and you don't even know what I'm talking about. It's fine. It's fine. Just let me go through these next two news updates.
Bro, I've already talked about the Cowboys too much today.
Good.
I have no more bandwidth for the Cowboys today.
You're good. Other thing, shout out to Teddy Bridgewater telling the kids not to be fooled by players with tough guy images. I think Lamar Jackson also said something about that a few years ago.
Are we fake tough hood dudes?
That's why it's good to see black people in leadership, because they come from different places than white quarterbacks from the OC. They know street shit. They know who's really about the action. And now that things are changing and getting better, they're now getting to a place and position to where they can actually call it out and say what it is. So, shout out to Teddy Bridgewater for being the change.
Indeed.
And then last thing, shout out to Ricky Williams. Didn't he change his name? They're still calling him Ricky Williams.
We changed his name again from the last time we talked about it?
No, I'm just saying. Didn't he change his name? They still refer to him as Ricky Williams.
Yeah, but I've been talked about that. I talked about it like 2 weeks ago.
No, I'm not talking about that itself. I'm just saying. Bleacher Report is referring to him as Ricky Williams still, even though his name is Eric Moran or whatever. Anyways, he shared some stories about players smoking up while he was still playing, and yeah, man, I don't know. Like, how do you feel about like players talking about stuff like that after the fact?
I'd rather listen to talk about the Cowboys and Ricky Williams again. Oh God. Bro, smoke all the weed you want, get all the health care that you need. I just don't want to hear from certain athletes. It's just I want to hear from them because like. Either they're being controlled by what they believe, or they just know some bullshit, or they don't have enough information. So they're either going to make themselves look stupid or make the people that follow them and care about them look stupid.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's good because it's like people are finally pulling the curtain back. You know, Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, and Ricky Williams. I mean, like, look, this has been going on, right? It's just been going on uncontrolled, behind the scenes, etc. But it's been happening for a while, and that's pretty much what Ricky Williams said. He described the story to where like a veteran player basically rolled it up for him as a rookie, and then he shared another story of getting some pop brownies with the Ravens, watch film. Whether or not those are true, I'm sure they are, but we don't know. But I think just talking about the fact that this stuff happens, I think could eventually lead to more acceptance. And maybe, who knows, maybe not exactly like a policy, but like maybe we'll stop suspending and like shunning people for it because like slowly I know since the bubble they've been starting to roll back the tests on it. But yeah, since you keep falling asleep, why don't you go ahead and give your rant? You're literally falling asleep. You're dropping your mic. I hate when you lie about falling asleep.
Bro,
like honestly, that's my biggest pet peeve
honestly.
about our friendship, bro. It's like
no, when I fall asleep,
just accept it.
No, when I fall asleep, you're gonna know because you won't hear any sound.
You're what's the word? The big word. What's the big word with the N that I can never say? Epileptic,
narcolepsy.
Where you just fall asleep.
Nah,
that's you.
I get moments of lightheadedness, but I don't fall asleep.
Here we go.
I didn't fall asleep this time. No, you
fell asleep.
You started talking about the Cowboys, and I was like, oh god, he's talking about Alden fucking Smith again. Trying to get another.
Alden Smith hasn't even played for the Cowboys in 2 years. You've honestly talked about Alden Smith more last year than I have.
I mean, that's because I saw him at the NFLPA game. He was coaching.
All right, go ahead.
I feel like I got to win. So we going straight to the rants now?
Yeah, that's what I said a minute ago. If you were listening and not falling asleep and arguing about how you weren't falling asleep.
I wasn't falling asleep.
While you're falling asleep. Your eyes aren't even open.
My eyes are never open. Damn.
You're talking to the guy whose eyes literally are never open. And you're going to tell me that your eyes are
That's because I have like Asian eyes or whatever the fuck that's called. I don't know.
You do, but you're also just tired as shit. Your eyes are like black.
It's been a long day. I'm emotionally spent. You know, I had a great interview today with a company, a dream company.
Really? That's your dream company?
One of them.
Really?
On my path to greatness, that's one of them.
Really?
Yeah, my dream places to work. As a kid, I went to work at Disneyland, and then I grew up and realized, oh, that's a horrible place to work. So
that's pretty much me on all sports media.
I wanted to be a firefighter.
That's literally me, my take on all sports media.
I wanted to be a firefighter as a kid. So yeah, just, you know, and then you get older and you realize, I don't want to do that shit. Like, oh, I just want to make money and be happy and do the least amount of work for the most amount of profit and schedule my time around my family.
Sounds like a firefighter or a cop.
That's disrespectful to firefighters. We had cops over there. Shit. I said what I said. Fuck. Anyway. Well, at least in certain cities, there's not really a lot of crime, so the cops really aren't doing shit, but just patrolling. So I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, man, it's been a very humbling day, week, month. Excited about the Pac-12 Media Day next Friday. My nephew is just getting bigger and stronger by the day. And boy, I'll tell you, he headbutted me the other day. I don't even think it was on purpose this time. I think it was accidental. He's got a big ass head. But boy, like, it's funny when you just watch babies and you learn so much about people. Watch babies and then realize things about your childhood that start to make sense. It's just warms my heart. But yeah, a lot of sacrificing, a lot of hustling, a lot of grinding, a lot of struggling. Just so we hope that shit works out, you know? It's kind of the beautiful part. So I just want to say, because we were at this bar earlier, shout out officially to
Crossroads LA.
The Crossroads LA. Shout out to Cordero, DMV native, owns a bar. A really dope spot. It's also a brew house, right?
Yes, they have a brewing license.
That shit was fire. That beer that we had earlier. That shit was delicious.
That wasn't their beer, but yeah.
That was the best tasting beer I've ever had in my life. Like, I could drink a lot. It was sweet, but it was bitter enough to where it's like, it's refreshing. And oh so cold. Right out the tap. Wonderful. definitely gonna go back, and definitely gonna go back when he has that pizza out there, because I for sure I respect other chefs when I see them, man, because I know what chefs go through, the bullshit they got to go through, the struggle, the pouring yourself into your food. Hopefully not literally, because some of y'all be putting your own liquids and shit in the food, and that's gross. There's stories, motherfuckers be nutting in milkshake machines. And yeah, it was a story about Wendy's a couple weeks ago. It's fucked up. Another state though. People just be doing weird shit to people's food. I think if you do weird shit to people's food, it's gonna come back on you in a horrible way before you die. Just know that that's not fucking cool.
Definitely.
It's like fucking poisoning the water supply. Like there's a special place in hell for people who do that.
So hi, City of Torrance.
Oh yeah, for sure. The refinery for sure. People dying of cancer from that shit. Pets, animals, kids, everybody. El Segundo in parts too, but they've kind of cleaned their act up. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Shout out to everybody. We love y'all.
I know your ass was falling asleep because you ain't got shit to say for your rant.
I really didn't have shit to say today.
You definitely.
It's just been a blessed week.
You're talked out too. You've been talking all day. You've been talking for like 6 hours.
I really have. I bared my soul out earlier. Now I just really want some ice cream. And we'll call that a day.
All of a sudden, now he wants ice cream.
I need a strawberry frosty before the summer's over.
I'm not getting a strawberry frosty after your fucking story about Wendy's. I'm good.
No, that was in another state, bro.
So that makes you feel more comfortable? You find solstice in that?
Yeah. Did you just say solstice?
Yeah.
Nigga, do you know what you mean solace?
There you go.
How can I find solstice? This isn't winter, stupid. You're fucking dumb. Now I'm awake. This nigga just said, did you find solstice? How can I find solstice? What the fuck? What's the definition of solstice? This motherfucker is stupid. How are you in PR, bro? I don't understand how you... Hold on. Solstice.
You know what's funny though too is like as soon as I said it, it sounded wrong, and I was like, I'm just gonna roll with it.
The time or date twice each year in which the sun reaches its maximum or minimum declination.
Actually, that kind of makes sense as a metaphor.
So June 21st and December 22nd.
I'm actually kind of mad because that actually makes it make sense.
What the fuck is wrong with you? It's not June 21st and December 22nd.
It makes sense as a metaphor. It's like, oh, you're trying to find the random day, and
but you didn't have that metaphor in your head.
I definitely
you
didn't.
really just said solstice, and you meant solace. Like, I'm surprised you didn't say Paul Silas at this point.
That was actually my runner-up. I actually was going to say that too.
You find Silas. I don't know who the fuck Silas is. You mean his
Okay?
son who
So
coaches
my
for the
word
Rockets?
awareness is a 12.
Your word awareness is a 0. If we're playing NCAA football, I'm gonna just put your shit all the way at 0.
My vocal range is what?
Your vocabulary and pronunciation is like a negative. Your Madden rating is terrible if we were in a spelling bee.
So
you would never make it off the bench.
So I'm a 63 podcast overall. I'm a 50.
When it comes to like language, you're like a fucking 52.
Wow.
Like at best, you can get to a 70.
This dude is really fucking awake.
The one part of this podcast that I carry is the ability to speak properly and know fucking the definition of words. That's the part I carry on my fucking back. And it hurts.
I really woke this guy up
because Pete can't fucking talk properly. You said solstice.
Wait. Are you ready? I'm going to take another leap here.
Another what?
Another leap. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say another leap year. I'm like, this nigga did it again. Now you're trolling me.
You remember this one? So really, my misnomer woke you up.
Your fuck up?
Did I use misnomer correctly?
I don't even want to know if you used misnomer correctly. That's how I know I'm getting a strawberry frosty after this, because like I just need to forget that you said solstice.
I need to read more. Also,
I will buy you a thesaurus, bro.
The other thing
I'm gonna teach you and Isaiah how to read at the same time.
I think the other thing that's fucking me up is all the light in this room. Like I feel like it's fucking day and it's only 10. And I'm so fucking tired that I'm
disoriented by all the lights.
PM.
I'm disoriented by all the lights in here. That's why I was kind of like fading.
Like honestly, I thought it was like 2 p.m. and then I realized that we're doing a podcast and we don't record until fucking 9. So it's like after 10. It feels like 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
And it's hot as fuck in here.
No, I'm good.
It's, I'm either dehydrated or I definitely am in need of some dairy. But
All
holy
right, so
shit.
yeah, for me, it's been a crazy week as well. Just continuing to stay busy with different projects, different things I got in motion. Going to be out next week at AAJA 22. Going to be volunteering.
Spell that again.
AAJA.
I just wanted to make sure you had confidence in that acronym.
Yeah, so I'll be doing a bunch of different workshops there. Hopefully doing some networking for both PR and media ventures. So should be fun, good time. First journalism event in person in LA in like 2 years. So it'd be good. Reconnect with some of the folks I know at AAJA LA and members from around the country. The sports task force for AAJA is also like kind of like a who's who. So it'd be good to brush some elbows with folks there as well. But yeah, man, stay tuned. Touchdowns and tangents. We're gonna keep up the great work. Thank you for listening to us. Touchdownsandtangents.com.
We out here doing shit.
Your favorite podcast app, S Squad affiliates, FBC Radio, et cetera, et cetera.
And you said narcolepsy wrong.
Peace.
You said fucking the disease where people have sex with dead bodies. Crossroads, LA. Go to that bar. It's in Hawthorne. Right off road.